Hello there. Friday afternoon, 4:30. I'm up at Harwood. I've been on holiday for 2 weekends. A lovely holiday over in Mallorca, but I don't like the airports. I don't really like the planes, too many people. So I've picked Harwood today for some peace and quiet. I've got a long walk ahead of me. I'm going to go almost up to Darden Pike up that way, and there's a secret pond I'm going to camp, well, I'm going to bivvy by it. Really looking forward to this. It's going to be a hell of a way. I haven't even been up that way since before the storms the other year, so whether I can even get through the trees I don't know, but we will see. Really looking forward to it. Peace and quiet, beautiful scenery, maybe some wildlife. I haven't done any filming coming in really, because when I turn it round, as far as the eye can see now, it's just been cut down, so there's nothing really to film on the way in. Lovely and quiet now. I've passed all the devastation. Nice views, look. Just the sound of bird noise. And I was the only car here. That's the beauty of the Friday. Certainly opened up nice. If there's some smoke in the distance, we've got a couple of cars just drive past. Looks like a load of camping stuff in the back. Don't know what's going on there. Another couple of cars just went past looking for chartners. They had like, I don't know, they've had country clothing on, everybody in the car, so whether there's some form of hire event going on, because people can hire that place. I don't know. There's 4 vehicles in total now. And you know, normally you don't see any. But at least they're like people out to enjoy themselves. It's not the forestry people who want to shoo you away. Right, onwards and upwards. It's quite high on this one now. Beautiful. Right, I've gone as far as I can on the roads now. I've got to start picking my way into the undergrowth now. So I'm going to try up this way and then sort of cut across. I sort of know where I'm going. God, this is hard work, picking your way through all this. I've obviously not felled all this up here yet, have I? There's a little bit of a path like this, and then when you come to some big ones you have to find another path. But I'm sweating like a trooper as well, coming up here with the rucksack. Humid. Right, where am I going to go? Be worth it when I get there, you'll see. I couldn't be in any more denser forest, and yet look, there's all these marks on the trees, so this is why the camps don't last, because they're always in marking stuff up. I don't know what the point of these few are, unless there were some marked up not so long back as well. So unless that's like they're going to cut them down between the 2 lots of markers, because it's all had it in here. So it's got writing on that one, look. I'm in the right place because this is all boggy and wet. Oh, God. Talk about losing your footing. This is where you break your legs, right? I'll have to put this down. It's over there somewhere. Well, there's a normal foot. And there's a foot that's been up to nearly a knee in the bog. But when you have a look at this now, you ready? Look at this, look at this. The hidden pond, the hidden loch. Nobody comes up here. Because 1, too hard to get to, and 2, it's so small on the map. I don't know where I'm going to camp. There's some rocks there. There's midges about, so I might have to go up high. I mean, that would be all right for the bivvy there. But look at this. Hey, is it worth it or what? Wow, so excited. Sean will be in this now, swimming. Look at that. Fabulous. The Hidden Lough. Have a look at a nice 360. Beautiful. You wouldn't know my little loch was down there, would you? This is how it reverts if you leave it and don't plant more trees. You get a few odd trees sprout up, but the gorse just takes over the heather or whatever. So this area have never been replanted since I harvested it years ago. It's nice to see. Two different sides to Harwood Forest. You've got the dense trees on the one side, and you've got the open moorland like this the other side. Beautiful place, beautiful. You get some water using the filter today. It's nice and clean. Truly is a remarkable loch to camp by, isn't it? I'll show you the setup for tonight. I've got my rucksack there. I've got the bivvy. It's the Alp Kit Hunker XL bivvy, X-Ped mat, and I've got my Rab Neutrino 400 and my high gear pillow, keeping that shut for the insects. On the side there, I've got my water filter, my spare pouch, the Trangia, my cup, head torch and light for later, a mozzie cap, mozzie head net. I've got my DD Superlight small tarp, some guy lines and pegs. That's me washing kit and first aid in the red one. 2 food bags and my rubbish. So that is the setup. And just look at the spot. Wow, look at that. So I'm just sitting here on this rock. I mean, look at that. I'm just sitting here looking at the water, watching for life, seeing if there's any fish. There's definitely life in there. I don't think it's fish. Should have brought a fly rod up. But I'm not going to put the tarp up tonight. It's warm. It's forecast just cloudy. So I'll take a chance. If it does rain in the night, I can sharp put the tarp up. Even if I only throw it over myself with 4 pegs on that fussy. I just like being in the fresh air and being part of it when I'm camping. And to have a spot like this, it's just incredible. What I've tried today, after the last time when I camped on the side of the hill, I had all those ticks. 17 minute ticks. Well, they're like tick larvae because they only had 6 legs. The very, very tiny ones. I must have been laying with my tarp and bivvy where they'd laid all the eggs, because obviously there's so many deer about. So this time I've bought a spray. It's 10 quid for 330 ml. I bought a couple of them and I used one, and I did my sleeping mat, my bivvy, my rucksack and my tarp and my little Van Gogh tent. And so that's 10 quid for them. Should be renewed every couple of weeks, but if it keeps the ticks away and the bits and pieces, it's well worth it. But we'll see tonight, because I'm in the fresh air. It really will be a test. Obviously I'll probably wear my midge net, because I'm not even under a tarp. Just gives you that little bit more protection. Just listen to the bird life. I'll turn it round. So I'm just sitting there looking at that. Fabulous. There's going to be a sunset tonight, but I can't be bothered going up to the top of the hill. Well, we'll see. I'll see how I feel. I've just come up to a nearby mound to do the sunset, but the sun's going to drop below some clouds, so it's quite undulating and ankle breaking to get back to my camp. So I think I'll just, it's not 20 to 9 there, so I'm going to go back and make a brew. I'll just see the sun from my camp. I can't stop here because it's like I say, I need a drink and it's a bit undulating to get back. Well, the midges are out in force now, so what I've got a sea to summit midge net. Look. I've just put myself a ridge line up and then it's just suspended off that with a carabiner, and it'll have 4 pegs. Well, I'll turn the video around. So it's suspended with a carabiner. The bottom of it's elasticated so it'll go round the bivvy, and I'll just put 4 pegs for these tabs on the pegs. So I'll be inside that. I'll be fully enclosed. That's excellent. It's not going to rain. Well, you can see them. There's bloody hundreds of them. The midges are everywhere. And I've managed to get myself in here, and there's only 1 or 2 come inside. So they're all outside. Excellent. So I'm lying in my bivvy. I'm inside my mesh, and I've still got a perfect view of the lake. Plenty of midges. There's 1 or 2 inside the mesh, but most of them's outside, so that's spot on. I'm quite pleased with that. I've just got my stuff by the side of me here. It's alright. Well, the midge net works anyway. There's 1 or 2 inside and that's it. It's obviously if it rained, you have to get out and put the tarp up. But you could have this under the tarp. As long as you've got your ridge line, you can just suspend this. It's just a lightweight solution. It's spot on. God, must need some sleep. Look at the state of that. God almighty. Right, well, I'm not going to do any more filming tonight. It's too awkward with this mesh. So I'll see you in the morning. Isn't that lovely? It's just, what's the time? It's just coming up to 6:15. There's the sun coming up over there. My mesh has done a fantastic job. There's the lake. Look at that for a wake-up view. There's a deer down there before. Saw me rustling about and it was off. I'm really impressed with this net. It's fabulous. But I had that disastrous Bivy Camp, didn't I, last year, when the sleeping bag was soaked through and it hadn't rained. It's very similar tonight. Obviously, because I've not had a tarp up, it went very, very cold in the night, and I'm roasting in the bag. And I don't think the honker can breathe as well as the army bivvy. If we turn it round, you can see all the wet on the top. That's just condensation. Now if we come inside, look, the sleeping bag really is quite wet. It's saturated. The back of the Alp Kit Hunker bivvy is saturated with the condensation. So I don't think if you get that big change in the temperature from inside the bag to outside, it hasn't quite got the breathability that you need. Not if you haven't got a tarp anyway. But, oh, the mesh is absolutely incredible. I'm lying here, all the bugs are outside, and I've still got a complete view. It was quite cold in the night because everything's metal or plastic is covered in, there's a lot of dew. I've covered my stuff up with my coat, but that is absolutely fantastic. Couldn't recommend it more. I think it was only 20 quid off Amazon, 22 quid. So I just had that. It's elasticated, it goes round. Then you've got your 4 pegs as well. Kept all the midges off. It was great. I mean, there's no midges this morning, it's just the odd gnat, so it doesn't really matter. But couldn't recommend that highly enough. I'll show the bag in a bit. I'm using my ridge line as a drying line. It's only a smaller condensation, it's not that bad, but you can see how, if you're not using a tarp, you can see the difference. Look, there's the ground sheet. I don't normally use a ground sheet, but because I'm on all these bits of, some of these might be quite sharp. But look, it's really quite wet where the bivvy's not been. It's wet. So yeah, so I've used the sheet just to protect me bivvy from that sort of stuff. But that's perfect, isn't it? There you go, sea to summit, Nano mosquito pyramid net. It's just hand sized. I think it only weighs, weighs much less than 100 grams, I think. Leave no trace as always. What you've got to realise is that little hollow there is not even 6 foot long, and it'd give a perfect night's sleep in the bivvy with the mat. You just couldn't bring a tent around these spots. There is nowhere to pitch a tent. We'll have one last look at this spot. What a place to wake up to. Bird life. I've seen 2 deer. Sun's out. Cracking walk back to the car. Really enjoyed this one. Right, that's me about to set off. I've checked the area. Apart from those 4 cars I saw last night, I've not seen or heard anybody. It's been really peaceful. And I'm so far out of the way here, you can virtually guarantee your solitude. What a lovely little pitch that was, look. Really enjoyed this. I'll actually be back to this one. And now I've got that Nano net. It's perfect. Because you've got these inner mesh tents you can buy, but they all weigh 4, 5, 6, 700 grams. There's an A-frame one they do that weighs about 800 grams. And I think the XL single mesh, that weighs about 500. And that little Nano I've got about 100 grams, probably a bit less. So you've got complete midge protection, taking the views, while still enjoying an open face bivvy. It's great. Little bit of condensation last night because the temperature dropped that much. I don't think the Alp Kit Hunker can breathe as well as the Army bivvy. But saying that, it was dry in 5 minutes. It wasn't a disastrous amount of water. It was just the heat of me inside the bag, because I'm wrapped up in what's technically a 3-season bag in summer, but the cold temperature hitting the outside of the bivvy. So if you're going to do a multi-night bivvy, it's probably always best to use your tarp, because it just keeps a bit of that transfer, the heat transfer off the bivvy, keeps your sleeping bag drier. So we'll start the walk back and we'll catch you later. There's a big wall of trees that blew down the other year. And look how quick it's been reclaimed. It's amazing. Nature at work. I'm trying a different route back down the outside of the trees, but it's not proving easy. There's no path. It's just miles and miles of this. I needed gaiters really, because my boots are just filling with debris. You've got to be that careful so you don't break your ankle. So I've got a good mile of this till I get to a path. I'm trying a different way back again. There's the trig point right up there on the top. I could pick up that. I've just come off a road there, and that goes round the trees and all the way around. But I'm going to try and cut straight up here, see if I can follow the wood line. Like I just said, there was a road there I could have picked up, but I've got to turn left and go a mile across and then come a couple of miles back. So I'm going to follow this deer fence that they've put in up to a row of trees and see if I can pick my way across. I'm in no rush. I mean, it took me 2.5 hours to walk in. So if it takes me 3.5 to go out the way I've chose, it doesn't matter. I'm having a pleasant walk. It's a Saturday morning, bit sweaty, coming this way, dirty. My legs are soaked up to the knee. Definitely a job for the gaiters, but I didn't envisage all the dew. But really enjoying it. I'll be back to that loch. That's probably one of the most peaceful camps I've ever had. I mean, Follow Lee's loch is peaceful, but you've always got the nearby buildings and the cars coming past. Whereas that loch there, you are totally on your own. There's no proper phone reception. You're literally on your own. So if you want some solitude, that's the place. Really enjoying this. Makes a change to have the sun beating down just to take the chill out of the air. Obviously in the northeast we're used to all the wind. This is magic. Right, I'll have to put the phone away because I'm in a bog. Another hidden water source. In the middle of all this obviously used to be a fire break many years ago. Really interesting but hard walk out. I've come from right up there, right up round the back of there, down all the bogs, followed this tree line. I've come up all this stuff here, and now I've got to go another half a mile across there before I can pick up a path. So if I keep going along the side of this, I end up coming back on myself again. But I'm really seeing a different part I've not seen before. There's my destination up there, look, the road to the trig point, past that old cabin. All this is new. This is hard going, but good fun. Well, I managed to get through that, right from them big trees over there. Now it's just a relative case of following the tracks now, up to the gunner's box and then do a right and back to the car. Right, that's been a really interesting camp, fabulous location, and we've seen a different side of Harwood on the way back, totally different scenery to the paths. So I think I'm going to end the video here because we're coming back to the bit of mass destruction, and it's just a quick road walk now back down to the car. So I've really enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Fabulous area, really was. So we'll catch you on the next one.